You know, when I was younger, every morning I wake up, I used to think like, I wish I could do things when I want to more. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I could be famous and popular. I wish I could be big, like rich. But I have been experiencing a lot. There are good times and bad times. But what I absolutely have been doing was to be myself, to have the cracks in my life, aware of myself. Like deep inside of you, have the philosophy that others never can destroy. What is your strength? What is your weakness? What is your absolute uniqueness? Once you find it out, you're not gonna be lost no matter what happens. It's okay if you're small in many ways. There is the way to live with it. You know, it's so small. Can you just believe this? It looks like a compact digital camera that you can't change the lens, something like this, but actually you can change the lens. And it got 26 megapixel APS-C sensor inside, which is about 13 times bigger than general smartphones. And image from this, you tell me. The rich and juicy vibe with this wide dynamic range. There is a Sony's latest image processing engine inside, which provides us with next generation autofocus and image stabilization performance that Sony flagship models have. But that's not a huge deal today. We have been seeing those numbers and specs before. Name it, A7IV, FX30, FX3, A6700, ZV-E10, it's same. Yeah, not technically, but if you shoot casually, they all are same. If you reach to this video, you know that. The important thing about this camera is not the image quality. Then, what is it? What is the crux of this product? Whose is this for? Let's dive deep in them together. So, this is one of the huge strengths of this camera. You saw where I took this from? My pocket. You know, if you use a super compact lens on this camera, it's gonna be, the overall size is, unbelievably small. 0.8 pounds. That's what this camera weighs. And you see, the design is so simple. It's pretty much same as a full frame version of this camera, ZV-E10, but a little bit smaller and lighter. Looks like Sony A6700, but that's more functional than this. But still, it got pretty much what you need. You still get access to the camera setting physically. Also, ZV series has this unique menu on the screen, which allows you to control the camera by touching. It's very intuitive. I think it's very easy to use for people who have never used the camera. So let's go down to the little bit more technical stage. You got a one SD card slot and USB Type-C and microphone, headphone jack, and micro HDMI. And this internal microphone performs really well. You can choose the area you record, like front, back, and all, and auto. And actually, the quality is not that bad. Nice light on my right side, nice shadow on my left side. So I went to 3 places, and when you want to point the camera toward but you want to talk, you can use the back mode to record your audio and record a video in front of you. And when you want to vlog like this, pointing the camera to you, you can use the front mode to record the audio, from you. The life is crazy busy all the time. Even if you try to make a time for whatever you do, it's pretty much impossible to slow down and chill as long as you live in this modern society. But you want to be connected to your creativity. You want to shoot a video and a photo. Sometimes the big chunky camera slows you down more. But this can blend in your busy life, and it can bring the joy of creating to your days. So, I can't compromise. I am building my studio right now. The one thing which is missing right now is the comfortable chair. It's like a reading, chilling vibe, kind of vibe chair. That's what I'm looking for today. Nice light on my right side, nice shadow on my left side. So, I went to 3 places in total, but I couldn't find a perfect chair and a desk for my studio. So, tomorrow is my birthday, October 31st. And I'm going out with my family, so yeah, that's the perfect time to shopping. Oh, by the way, right now, ISO 12800 f4. But how is it? Okay, it got a super high mobility with the Sony's flagship image quality. Don't be fooled by the way it looks. Okay, I gotta admit, I color graded. I am not a pro colorist, but at least I know what I do. So those footages look amazing, right? So let's see the normal color straight out from the camera without any editing. Not even highlight and shadow stuff. The camera setting was auto, everything was auto. I didn't do anything, I was just holding a camera. But the quality is so good. Like, think about it, you can bring this camera to anywhere you want, but it provides you with this quality. If you don't know anything about the camera, just turn on and shoot and you get this. Or if you shoot on S-Log 3 like I did, you can maximize the potential that this camera has. It got 42 to 10-bit, which allows you to shoot something like an intro in this video. You don't have to compromise in quality. Of course, there might be the limitation compared to those cameras, but this is doing the best it can. You are having the best you can in the situation with this camera. To maximize what you got, you want to use some compact lens. No, wait, really compact lens. So this time I used this VILTROX 28mm f4.5 on ZV-E10 too. I need you to put this in your list. Come on, look at this cuteness. So it's perfect for this type of compact camera, but it goes well with anything like FX30 or A7IV, A6700, ZV-E1, yeah, whatever you like. But this is a full frame lens, so you might want to use it on full frame camera to enjoy the 28mm original focal length. 28mm is the perfection for the street shooting. Not too wide, but not too narrow. The perspective is so natural. If you use it on APS-C camera like this ZV-E10 II, it'll be 42mm, so you can enjoy the good, compressed, tight image. So this weighs 60 grams and it costs $100. But this produces amazing images. It's not super crispy sharp, but it shoots clean with a good softness. I like the way the light is captured. And it got autofocus. Never seen this type of compact lens got autofocus. It works well even in tracking. And look at this. Instead of the lens cap, this got a built-in lens cover, so you don't have to worry about your lens cap. I know you always lose it. But you gotta know the aperture is fixed, 4.5, and this doesn't have a focus ring. It's a super rare, but it accepts only autofocus, not manual focus. Well, you can have manual focus by the camera, but you can't control, on the lens. But I guess that's a good thing. I think the attraction of this lens is that you can transform your camera into the compact digital camera like this, but they are not great in image quality. But you can use, for example, A7IV or this ZV-E10 II like that by this lens with a professional level image quality. You don't have to care about the focus. Sometimes shaky, casual footages are okay, but you are promised to have a beautiful image. That's what you can have with this lens. So if you're using some compact mirrorless cameras such as A7C2, this ZV-E10 II, ZV-E1, please try this once. It's $100, worth trying. You need to enjoy the camera sometimes, without commitment to the videography and photography. So I thought this could be my YouTube camera. I don't know if I use this for real or not, but what I want to tell you is the overall performance is high. It got this usability, mobility with this image quality. I thought I found another new recommendation for people who are starting out. They cost $1,000, which is relatively easy to start from. But there was a catch. When you hear the story, which sounds too good to be true, you gotta be careful. You might want to look into the detail so you can protect yourself and your money. I found the huge flaw of this camera. That is, the standard IS works with only lenses with IS, such as this 28 70mm kit lens or any other lenses with IS. When you put something like a Sigma 2470 or Tamron 2875, which don't have IS inside, only options you got is the active IS or no IS. This is a APS-C camera, but sometimes you want to use full frame lenses on APS-C camera, right? But when that, you get a massive crop by the sensor and this active IS, and not using IBIS is not an option. So you're gonna have to deal with this crop. Probably you are supposed to use a compact APS-C Sony genuine lenses to maximize the potential that this camera has. And eventually you get less lens options compared to other cameras. If you want to be creative by using many brands, manufacturers' lenses, this ZV-E10 is not ideal. So this is also related to the IBIS. When it's the active IS, the ISO stops at 6400. So this means you have to rely on fast aperture on lenses in low light situation. Sometimes you just want to capture the moment with a high ISO when it's dark, ignoring noises. But on this ZV-E10 ISO 6400 is all you got when it's active IS. A little disappointed about this. Speaking of low light, this has APS-C sensor, which is a little weak in low light. Also, this doesn't have a dual native ISO. When it's street shooting with light, it's not that bad. I got noises on shadow, but you can manage that. Even when you go like ISO 12800, still usable. But I can't say this is a great low light camera. FX30 and A6700 are also APS-C camera, but they are a lot better than this. And this doesn't have a mechanical shutter, although it has a burst shooting mode. Well, sometimes we have to rely on others. When you face something you can't handle, don't hesitate to rely on others. So, autofocus is something you rely on a lot lately. How does this camera perform? As usual, it's pretty good. It has Sony's latest real-time tracking autofocus, so this doesn't miss the subject. Even when I use the Canon EF lens with adapter, this camera performed really well with a face tracking box. But sometimes, especially in the low light situation, autofocus got lost. Like it didn't know where to go. When there are several objects in between the main subject and the camera, the focus went back and forth a couple of times. And this ZV-E10 doesn't have an AI autofocus like some new Sony cameras have. I haven't felt the greatness of AI autofocus before, but when you use a camera without it, after using a camera with it, you can feel it. You can see the difference. So there was some weakness in image stabilization, but the performance itself is good. I didn't feel any negative things. It is pretty much same as other Sony cameras. I was thinking like many things are not as they look. Things are always covered by many layers, and the crux is sleeping deep inside of them. When you hit it, you will know the definition of them. Right people, right place. So this has some of pro video performance that Sony FX series has. But the truth is you can't use this for that use. This looks like a compact version of FX30 and A6700, and this looks like a great option for the content creation. But this is just a vlog camera. But the vlog camera for people who want to shoot more than they used to with their smartphones and definitely want more exciting shooting experience, but still can't afford a lot. Usually I recommend Sony A6700 and FX30, but if you can't even those, I think this ZV-E10 is a great option. ZV-E1 for vlogging? Hell nah. That doesn't make any sense. For that, this camera is way better than that. The scrum half doesn't hit like number 8. The pitcher doesn't steal the base, except him. And you don't handle a big budget gig with a compact camera. There's a right people, right place. You got your strategy, you got your style. You can be yourself and you can use your camera. Okay, this is it. If you have any questions, just shoot me anytime, anywhere. And if you like this video, show me a thumb and hit the subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. じゃあまた。